Hello and welcome. It is 10:30 on a Tuesday night, and that can mean one of two things. It is either Untold Chronicles The Smoke or Untold Chronicles Scraplands. But indeed, tonight it is Untold Chronicles The Smoke. I want to say a big thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. We've had a couple of subs already, Pete and Gerb or Jerry. Many thanks. We'll be seeing you tomorrow, I believe, for the dredges. Well, let's cut to the chase because we've only got an hour and a half with Untold Chronicles. So let us see if the tech is working first. Hey, I always like it when that happens. So, welcome to Untold Chronicles The Smoke, episode 3. Want to say a big thank you to you, all of the viewers, subscribers, and followers for sticking with us tonight, and to anybody who's going to be watching on video on demand and catch up on YouTube. And of course, many thanks to our players. We'll do introductions in a minute. We are missing one of our players tonight. Hopefully, Dan is okay and will be back with us soon. Also want to say a big thank you to Hero Forge. We do this because we tend to use many of images generated from their website. There's 4 of them already. Hero Forge, as I said, many of the character images are designed using Hero Forge, a wonderful way to create your own custom miniatures, get them 3D printed. You can find them at www.heroforge.com. Please note that anything mentioned on the stream may not represent the view or beliefs of Hero Forge, a Sky Castle Studios LLC product. So, there is a lot of love for Hero Forge tonight, as you can read it in the chat, and well deserved too. If you haven't already, check them out and build your characters there. Support them; they are awesome. So, as I say, without further ado, we want to cut straight to our players, get the introductions done, and deep dive into the mysteries of what is going on in this episode of The Smoke. So, players, thank you very much for joining us. Quick introductions. Minty, who are you? And
Hi.
I was going to say hi. Feel free to obviously tell them about your Twitch as well, if you want to.
Yep, I'm Miss Blackthorn / Larry. My Twitch is also Miss Blackthorn, but with an underscore in between Miss and Blackthorn. I do a lot of streams on Twitch, and also when I'm not streaming, have this channel hosted.
Yeah. And thank you for joining us tonight. And then we move across to Gellen.
Hi, I'm James, or Jam Hands on Twitch and everything else, and I'm playing an Umbard Gallon.
Oh, very nice. And last but not least, it is a voice that you've heard for 3 hours already. Janice.
It's hopefully going to be in a slightly different tone. I imagine that the tone that you were just hearing me with probably wouldn't work as well. Yes, it is I, Stuart or Brook729, tonight playing Janice.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And as I said, only an hour and a half per episode, so let us jump into it. So your artificer friend Stephen Sinclair had received a disturbing note which read the follows: "My friend, you have shown me much kindness over the last year. If you're reading this, then something has gone very wrong, and they have gotten to me. I implore you to go to number 36 Spitton Road, where I have a secret workshop. There you will find a safe in the floor hidden beneath a large workbench. I have every faith that you will be able to figure out how to open it up. In there you'll find blueprints on something I have been working on. They are now yours, but please don't let them fall into the wrong hands. Your friend Hugo Klugstein. You travelled to the workshop only to find that it was being guarded by a number of ne'er-do-wells. These ne'er-do-wells, you had a degree of contact with them, and they said they were guarding it. They were in the employ of a John Doe, a fixer of the smoke. Doesn't really give you very much information, but you attempted subtly to put them to sleep, and the spell didn't take on one of them, engaged in combat, and you dealt with them swiftly. Now, this area of the smoke is very rough and tumble. You're not even sure that it would have even been noticed. Semi-cleaning up your mess, you then tried to gain entry to the workshop. Eventually, opening up the door, but a degree of a cost. You were attacked by a Ratchblug, a terrible creature that lives in such devices. And as you get your face down close to it, it attacks you. You dealt with that though, moved forward, made your way into the workshop, and eventually found the safe underneath the workbench. You had to work hard, working out how on earth you could decipher the lock, but working together you managed to achieve that, and the goods within were yours for the taking. I believe there were some blueprints and a strange stone. Did you get a chance to examine the blueprints and the strange stone? I just need a quick reminder about how much I told you about it.
So we did have a look at the stone. I don't think we had a look at the blueprints.
Okay.
So we got told that it was a fragment of crimson stone,
Mm-hmm.
a blood red fragment of rock glowing with a black and red inner fire.
Yeah.
Wasn't it from Starfall?
Starfall, yeah.
Cool. That is exactly what I thought I told you, but I just wanted to ensure that I had, because it was based off rolls. So if you've got that information, you managed to succeed on those rolls. So with that is all that is left. As you begin to sort of set off, though, you were disturbed somewhat. You heard the sounds of a carriage pull up outside. And I believe that is where we ended the last session. So, over to you. They are probably aware that the guards that have been put here are no more.
The pile of bodies outside.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a giveaway. I told you it was a very rough and tumble area, though. It might not be the carriage of the people that did this. To be perfectly honest, you just don't know. But you have heard a carriage, and what would you like to do? Minty wants to roll some dice, don't we all?
Ooh.
I know that's for divination, and they are quite possibly the two worst rolls you could have possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
do we need to grab the items? Because I don't think.
No, yeah, I think you've got the items. It's fair enough because you were examining them. You would have got them out of the safe. It's fair enough to say that you have those items. I don't know whether they're on your character sheets or not, but if not,
I don't think no.
I wonder. Yeah, carry on talking. I'll see whether.
I think they were in the party sheet last time, and we didn't pick them up.
Oh, well, that's it. Gone. Gone. You see, because I am a professional. I'm not saying what I'm professional at, but I am a professional.
You are very professional at something, and we really appreciate it.
If you would like to look in the inventory of the party sheet, said items are there for you to
I can't
potentially.
see them.
All right. They've gone up your skirt again.
Oh, well,
I'm assuming anyway. That's where you
wouldn't
seem to
like to
keep
comment.
everything.
It's a very good place to keep things.
Okay. So,
So
yeah.
wait, what's disappeared? Oh right, the stone and the blueprints.
Nothing. Nothing's
Uh,
disappeared. Everything's fine.
I think it's more or less impossible for them to have just disappeared.
Yeah. Who were examining them? So
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
I think
you
this
see.
was more of a moment of hearing the sounds coming from outside. Janus has taken them
Yeah.
and slipped them out of sight for now.
Also worth noting from last session that Galen was keeping an eye on everything that Janice was pilfering.
Yes, making
I don't
very
know why you would need to.
sharp notes. But you have, I mean, maybe other pressing issues, maybe not. The carriage stops outside the front door here.
Do we want to hide or?
Hiding sounds like a good idea, yeah. I can try, at least.
Well, is there anywhere in here that would look like a nice hiding spot?
Under the table?
Yeah, I mean, one of you could probably get underneath the bench and close the thing. The safe itself isn't big enough. It's going to be challenging, to say the least, to try and hide here, but you can certainly try.
Is it possible to open one of the windows from the inside? Because I know you said they had like shutters on them.
Yeah.
From the outside.
Give me a quick either investigation or perception roll.
Let's go for perception.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they are locked on the inside, but it's not with a key. What they've got is kind of a bar, which you would have to move off, and then bolts. It's going to make a little bit of noise, but it's certainly doable.
What are you thinking, Galen?
Well, do we want to make an escape or do we want to stay here?
Well,
Wait,
I,
after you, Minty.
I mean, I think we probably ought to try, but I mean, we don't even know who it is. Could be the landlord.
Of the property that we've just broken into, I think possibly best that we're not here.
True, yeah. No, yeah, they don't like that, do they?
Not in
We-
my experience. No.
We've probably not got much time, so we either hide or we go.
Okay, let's go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so give me are you just using speed here, or are you trying to do it quietly so you don't draw attention to yourselves?
Have we heard anybody entering the building or anything?
What is everybody's passive perceptions? It's a question
No.
I can answer myself. Passive perceptions 14, 12, and 9. Yeah, Galen, you will have heard the door sort of open. Multiple footsteps. You hear low whispers with your 14. Someone's definitely been here, sir. He says.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
He says, search the place, but be careful.
I'll gesture to the others with like a finger over my lips.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we'll be quiet then.
Seems that way.
And I'll try and help. Sorry, I'll try and help Janice with the window, being as quiet as we can.
Okay, that sounds a very sensible option. Now this is difficult. There is the bar and 2 bolts. It's very much not a single roll. It's going to be 3 rolls. But in this case, you don't have to use 3 different skills to do it. Obviously, you can give the aid action. Each one is going to take sort of 6 seconds with you doing it quietly. But let's see what happens with the first one.
So sleight of hand, is it?
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to pitch something else that you think's even more appropriate.
I am very happy with sleight of hand.
Okay. It's good. With the help, you managed to get the large wooden off, and you hear searching going on within this room.
Cool.
Next one is a second bolt.
Cool. Do I have the aid action again there?
Yes, I'm assuming, Gellin, you are helping.
Yeah.
Perfect. Again, maybe even this time just seeing that there's some oil lying around in this workshop, perfect opportunity to put it on, and it doesn't make a sound. Now you have choices. I mean, one of the shutters is open. It's enough for one person at a time. It might require acrobatics to get through, but it means you could start moving through now rather than in a little while's time. Or you can carry on what you're doing and open up the window fully, and it should be you're probably not going to even need acrobatics to climb out of it. It's not the best of windows. It's not particularly high up.
Just one quick question first. What happened with the door? Because the door was locked when we came in, and I'm assuming we shut it behind us. But was it like a type of? Was it just
Is
a
that the main
normal
door?
lock?
Yeah, it's like a medieval sort of key lock. It's not a Yale.
Yeah.
And on top of that, with the incident, I don't believe that you spent time locking it, but I'm more than happy to be corrected.
I don't remember us
I don't
doing
think
that.
we did lock it
I don't.
afterwards.
I don't think we would have done either.
I think with the Ratchblug, you wanted to stay clear of the lock.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't want to stay clear of us.
Absolutely. Got a taste for your juicy eye juice.
Much sad.
I think if nobody says anything, then Janus will try to take off the final bolt.
Okay. So another sleight of hand. Oh, look at that. With that, and we are doing critical successes, you fundamentally got 2 crits there, which is good. So I'm going to give you the fact that you've got this open, and one of you can get out before we start seeing everybody else get out, basically. So who wants to go through the window first?
Janus will turn to Minty and go on, quick.
Okay. I'll go.
Okay, so as I said, with both windows open, doesn't require any kind of skill at all. You go through quite easily. And with the critical successes, I'm going to say you don't make any real noise. More searching. What about through there? You hear someone say. You hear someone approaching this door. Who wants to get through next?
I think we might need to send Stephen through at some point.
Yeah. I think Stephen next.
Okay. Again, because of what you've done, you open that up. You now get to the sense of the door handle being opened. Only one of you looks like you're going to get through before they have line of sight on you. Who's that going to be?
Janice, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, such a gentleman. Bye.
So the door opens, and they're being cautious, and you. Yep.
So Galen would have prepared a spell to set off as soon as he saw the first person opening the door.
Wow. Okay. Let's back these up. So you can see when the door opens, you see a couple of men dressed in leathers, wearing black. Their faces they've got kind of black war paint or eyeliner underneath their eyes. Their hair is also black and matching. It's almost like a military type cut. But what is more unusual is the figure sandwiched between them. Oh, thank you very much for the sub, Insomniac. Welcome. Is this figure? The figure is dressed in fine red robes, but it is this white alabaster mask that they're wearing is unsettling as it facelessly looks at you. But you have held a spell or something. What have you held?
Command.
Command.
Ooh.
And it's basically triggered. So you can feel free to target the dude.
Yeah.
The men in black. It should be Man in Black number 2.
I thought it was a sequel.
Yeah.
And I will. So I'll have the spell ready to cast, and as soon as he opens the door, and as soon as I can see him, I'll just shout. I'll just speak out. Close.
Close. It's okay. I love these. My GM's. It's not even my GM's mind. My mischievous mind makes when you say close.
No, with you on the other side of it.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. There's closing the door within him inside. There's clothes as in clothes that you wear. It's like clothes. Oh, right. You want me to undress? What? But I know the meaning of what you're trying to do.
If you're going to penalise me for my poor accent,
no.
If you're going to penalise me for my poor accent, we're in for a long ride.
Yeah. I just find it. I like to believe though that we work on the intent, the intent of the spell that you cast, which is for him to close the door as he was like trying to open it. But let's see. I believe it's not automatic. You have to give me that wisdom saving throw. You need to target the dude first.
I should have them targeted.
Might need to open up Combat Tracker and do it. Sometimes it messes up on the map.
I can do that for you. So you're targeting Man in Black 2. No, you're clicking the... Oh, that's it. Oop. And that is exactly what you wanted. That is his critical failure. And it is a critical failure. And we do have critical failures in this game. So what I'm going to say is he understands your intent completely. He stands back and he just forces the door closed. And in doing so, the door is now stuck for a round because he's critically failed, buying you even more time.
So the intention was to as soon as you open the door, tell him to shut it, and then as soon as he shut it, just kind of jump through the windows as quickly as I could.
So mechanically, that was a held action. So it is your turn now, and you can do exactly that, and it is done, and you are out of the window. Okay. So you all look at each other. We're going to have a little bit of out of character chat. What is your intent? Are you intending to try and flee the scene? Are you trying to get advantage on these? You saw how many people there are. There are 3 people, 2 men in black and 1 person wearing this alabaster mask. Let me know what your intent is, and then we'll work out how we're going to resolve it.
Do we want to hang around or get out of here?
Say you can chat either in character or out of character, but you've got like time itself is paused for the moment.
I think Minty would be okay with either.
I mean, if these are nicely dressed people, they might have nice things on them.
That is a point.
What do you think, Alan?
Gallon's probably not sure. Probably his instinct is to get out of there before more trouble happens. But he'd probably be persuaded if you guys had a better idea.
So none of us have strong opinions in any direction.
Yeah.
It is up to you. If you want to stay around, we'll go to initiative. If you want to try and flee, then we'll do like we did in Scraplands, which will initiate a chase sequence. They have a carriage, though, don't forget.
It went really well in that.
Can we steal their carriage?
You can certainly try and do that, but we will be initiating initiative for such an action as you're going to go back. But, I mean, you can try and steal their carriage, absolutely. You are aware that they arrived in one.
That's a good option for us if we want to scarper. If not, we can teach these meanies a lesson.
I'm up for teaching some meanies a lesson.
Cool beans, then.
So it sounds very much like we will go to initiative. So feel free to roll your initiatives.
Oh. Gallant's
Okay.
obviously still undecided.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
that.
think we might want to send Stephen to go and find us a carriage to get out of here quickly afterwards. So.
Stephen's character is technically safe. We'll say that he has fled the scene for the moment, as it's difficult to control people when they are not here. So, Janice, 'tis your go.
Good.
What would you like to do? You can delay your entire turn to everybody else has acted, or you can hold an action, or you can do whatever you want. The world is currently down for you.
So they saw that we effectively were leaving out this window, or at least
Yeah.
I
mean, they know that there's at least one person there, this gnome that commanded him to shut the door. Beyond that, who knows?
I think for the moment, then, going to move up to the corner of the building here and take a moment to get down low and try to hide.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, no one can see you other than Minty and Gallant, so give us a hide action. If someone looks out that window, you're not going to be particularly well hidden from them because you are in line of sight of them. If you wanted to go around the corner, might be better.
Yeah, okay. Go around the corner for now, then.
Okay, and you've got a 12 as you try to hide.
Not the best attempt to hide, but
it's not a critical fail though, so I mean, it is what it is. You kind of duck down at the moment. There's no line of sight on you, so you're feeling relatively comfortable with that. Minty.
I'm going to go here and hold Mind Sliver on the first meanie to come this way.
Okay. Then we go to this dude here.
Just before we jump to them, Andy,
Yep.
would climbing through the window have taken up all of my movement, or would
No,
I been able to get?
It's just assumed that you would have stayed with the rest of the group to discuss what you're doing next.
Okay.
But I mean, if you wanted to start running and then realise no one else is running, then that is perfectly valid.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably just tuck him over the other side if that's all right.
Yep, that is fine. But you have your movement. Oh no, it's not your turn yet. You hear shouting, get the door open. Just get it open. You hear Man in Black number 2 go, it's stuck, boss. I can't. It's stuck. You critically succeeded, so they are
We've got
stuck for the moment. Then we move to Gallon. It is your turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's going.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
You can hear he's bashing at the door, but for some reason he's managed to jam the door when you told him to close it.
Okay. Yeah, he's just going to run around the corner then.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to hold any action or anything like that?
I'll hold a cantrip just if any of them come into view and appear aggressive.
Yeah. What cantrip are you holding?
Vicious Mockery.
Cool. Okay.
Just on fantasy grounds, it's I've untargeted Men in Black 2, but it's still showing the arrows.
I can't see you targeting it.
So hovering over you on the map, I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. It's all right. Oh no. Yeah, it's
If
all right.
we go by what the combat tracker knows, that's probably the easiest.
It's all right. I've done it.
Cool.
Sorry.
That's okay. Don't apologise. We are all learning here. And then we go to Men in Black. You hear that the mask basically says, they're probably escaping. Go out the other door. And you hear 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15. So he comes into sight now. I don't think, Janice, you were holding an action where you were just hiding. So Minty, you see Man in Black number 2. Did you want to do anything?
Yes. I will have the Mind Sliver go off.
Okay. Again, you might have thought you were targeting him.
Yeah, I think that the map targeting isn't working at the moment, so the combat tracker is best.
Yeah, there we go. You are targeting him now. He successfully, critically passes that. Doesn't rebound to you or anything like that, but he sort of easily shakes it off. Goes to take another step forward, this time beginning to draw his weapon. Gallon, are you going to do your held action?
Yep. So, yeah, Gallon will just yell at him to stay back. And then
He has the mind of iron. Two spells cast upon him, both to affect his mind. He kind of gets to there, and then we move to Janice.
Am I still hidden?
You are. You ducked down. You are in sort of plain sight. I'm gonna actually roll a perception because you only did roll a 12. So I can actually do this from his abilities. No, he can see you.
Can I portal that to an 8?
You can.
Ooh.
Wow, our first use of a divination wizard. The way to really wind your GMs up. Have someone to say, no, you know that really good roll that you had? You haven't got it anymore. Use mine instead. Beautifully used.
Get him, Janice.
Yeah. Oh, if you shout that out afterwards, he kind of looks at who you're shouting. I win. Ha ha. No, perfect.
I assume that that's the bit that does it. Is that Minty shouts out Janice, and he looks over
Ah,
in that
Janice.
direction, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
distracted.
Yeah, he looks directly at Minty instead and is distracted. Nicely done narratively. So Janice, it is your go, and he
Well,
doesn't know you're there, so you have advantage on your attack.
cool. In which case, the rapier is coming out, and in we go.
Okay, and just so you know, just as a reminder, you would have to stealth forward, so that would take you a full sort of 10, 15, sort of 10, 15, 20 feet to get there.
Cool. I better make it count then.
And it's quite a kind of a difficult maneuver. His head is up, he's looking towards Minty. You stay low, move forward, and then you strike. And it is a critical hit. Very nice. Good combo.
We'll drop that on, and
Yeah. Now, is that is that a lethal attack?
what would Janus do?
I mean,
I think with how many other people we've already killed, I think it is yes.
Okay. So he goes down. A single strike. It is horrifying. How exactly did you do that?
I'm imagining as he's looking over at Minty and doesn't notice this little bit of movement until there's a flurry as this rapier comes shooting up from the ground straight through the skull.
Okay, very nice. Then we move to Minty.
Mhm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll stay there and I'll hold Mind Sliver again for if an enemy comes out.
You hear, get this door open, get this door open. He does succeed this time. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he moves here. He held his dash action, so he moves to here. They move to Galen.
Do I hear them?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
climbing through a window and stuff. It's and he's rushing. He's not trying to sneak or anything. So you hear the noise coming from over there.
Okay, he's gonna poke his head around the corner.
Yep.
And have a yell at this other man in black.
Yep.
And then.
Yeah, this time he fails.
Okay. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, it was making a wisdom saving throw, so as long as was it a wisdom save that needs to make on the?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I clicked. Yep. So I just roll a d4.
Yeah, sounds good. So it's done that damage to him, and he is now wounded. Was that vicious mockery?
Yeah, so he gets disadvantage on the next attack.
Okay.
And then I will run across this way.
Okay. There it is. It's gone that way.
And he will get his rapier out, ready for him coming around the corner.
Perfect. Then we move to Janice.
I was hoping that you were going to come back this way so that I could hide on that corner. How mad do I want to be?
Well, I think you'd probably get the impression that Galen's trying to lure them towards him so that they'd have their backs to you.
That's very kind of you.
Because he knows that they've only seen him so far.
It's true.
Fair enough. If you're going to keep them distracted, I will move this side of Minty just in case.
Yep.
And then I'm going to attempt to hide again.
Okay, give us a roll. You're out of line of sight, so you can make a roll. Wow.
Some really good rolls coming through tonight.
Well, I like to think the reason why your stealth isn't so good is all the stuff you got stuffed up your skirt that is jingling and jangling.
I mean, that might be a factor.
That might be a factor.
Gee,
13 is a
what I-
13. Your 12 did
Yeah.
you a good service last round. Sorry, was there something you were going to say?
No, that's
Perfect. Then we move to Minty.
move.
thinking.
Yeah. Having a brain cell is hard.
I find it's overrated personally.
Okay, so you're asking for an intelligence save. I'm assuming, just so that people know in chat, this
Mind
was
Sliver.
Mind Sliver again.
Yeah.
Lovely job. He has failed.
So here's his damage.
Yeah, he's now heavily damaged. And he gets minus 1d4 to his saving throws. It's a good spell. But he is also aware of you now,
Yeah.
Minty, unfortunately. Is that everything that you've done?
Yep.
The mask says get him. And he moves forward 5, 10, 15 to there so he can seize you. Now, he has got disadvantage, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Because of that. But he's still going to swing his scimitar at you, Minty. Oh, it's a definite hit. For some reason, it hasn't targeted you, but I say it's a definite
Again, I
hit.
think
I'm assuming
combat
that an
rolls.
18 is going to hit. But it did drop the natural 20, you'll be pleased to know.
Yes, I am pleased to know that.
Wow, for a terrible amount of damage. Then we move to Galen.
Okay. Galen is going to run up and gonna attack him. Yeah, he's gonna attack him with his rapier.
Yeah.
So let me target him, and then that is not gonna hit.
Does indeed miss.
And then I think I think he will also give Janus a bardic inspiration.
Very nice. Okay. So we move up to Janus. But are you hidden? Let us see whether that 13. Yes. You are super hidden. As he has critically failed his.
How well you can hide behind other people.
Yeah. No, that is a critical fail again. He has no idea what is going on with you.
He might be in for a surprise then.
Yeah, like his friend. So you've got attack with advantage. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Hitting. Yeah. That isn't just death. That is instant death. as you finish him off terribly rapidly. Then we move to Minty.
Think she's gonna shout to the person in the mask, surrender and explain yourself.
I like this ambitious Minty.
He's going to say, you have shed blood first, murdered my people. But I would be interested in talking. He kind of raises his hands. You can see him clearly through the window. You zoom into his alabaster mask. You can see what he looks like on his token. And that's what he does. Would you like to...
Does he climb through the window?
No, he's not climbing through the window. You can give me insight rolls if you want.
Yeah, I think at this point.
I know so much, guys.
So Janus would have got a 17 because I've used bardic inspiration on that.
I hate to say it, but is your bardic inspiration a D8?
Oh, sorry.
A D10, in fact.
Automatic from playing
Yeah,
my bard.
well, yeah. What level is your bard in that game?
It's a D6, I think, isn't it?
Less than that, it's a D6.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's 11.
An 11. I'm more comfortable with an 11, bearing in mind I rolled a 14. And with all of that information, of course he's telling the truth. Absolutely. Cool. He's got his hands raised. He's at the window. And he's saying, come forward. Let us talk.
Minty being as trusting as she is. Yeah, out of naivete.
We're still in initiative, Gillen, so you get back to where you are.
Right.
Okay, so you are there. Is that the end of your go?
Yep.
Okay, it is the mask's turn, and the mask basically goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As he disappears from sight, he does a runner, you would presume, towards his carriage.
I
Gellin.
don't trust this guy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a runner, basically. He's not on his carriage at the moment, but he's just double moved.
So I'd get to there. Any chance I can see him?
Unfortunately, not at the moment. That is your line of sight. I mean, I can put line of sight up quickly if you want, but yeah, you can see the carriage. I'll give you that much. It doesn't have a driver. Do carriages have drivers? Right, the carriages are not ridden, so I would imagine you drive a carriage.
Sounds about right.
Can I see the doors of the carriage, or just like the back wheel or something?
Give me a perception roll, and we'll see how lucky you are in terms of where it actually is. Yeah, with a 16, I'm going to say, luckily enough, you can see. You don't think. Well, you can see there's no driver there, so you think he's going to have to get up and drive the carriage himself, unless there's a magical means it's going to go. So you don't think he's going to get into the carriage. Just by the nature of the fact you can see there's no driver, it means you can see the front where he would climb up onto as well.
Yeah. In that case, can I? He would hold a spell, and if he sees that figure, like either climbing into the carriage or coming around the corner, he will cast sleep.
Sleep. Nicely done. Okay, I'll move to Janus.
So I've just been trying to count this out. So I think that
How many D10s are you going to use now?
I think a move and then a bonus action to dash gets
Mhm.
me to there.
Ooh, you going to cunning action dash?
Mm,
I'm sure it's a skill that thieves get at level 2, isn't it?
it is, yes.
Okay, so that is what you actually do. It looks like Gellum might have been trying to keep him alive, but you have. You've run forward and you are next to him.
I'm gonna. Can I do a kind of a free action just to do an insight to see if it realised what Gallon was doing?
I think an Arcana roll would
Arcana,
be
yeah.
better. Yeah, it's a spell that you're familiar with. He's casting, was going to cast sleep.
Cool. I might be put to sleep in a minute. I think still going to go for the attack and see how badly wrong it goes.
So you target him. You don't have advantage this time.
No.
But you certainly hit.
Cool.
Unless you are a swashbuckler or have something else special, you don't have a sneak attack either.
Oh, for all of the damage.
He's wounded though. It's he does not look happy with
Don't
that
lie
at all.
to my friend.
You can't. It's just this alabaster mask. A little trickle of blood coming out from underneath it at the moment. We move to Minty.
Why did they go? I thought they wanted to talk. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so you double move to there.
Yeah.
You can see what's going on. There is a carriage. There's someone being. So he's going to disengage, and then he's going to jump up and climb onto the carriage. That's unfortunately his action and his move. So it does mean it's not Gallon, is it? It's Galen. It's Gallon.
Gallon, yeah.
Yeah, Gallon. You get to cast your spell.
Okay.
You don't need to target him because it's just I don't think it works that way. You just roll your 5d8 or whatever.
Oops.
28. Now he currently has taken 4 damage, so he only has 5 hit points left. So doing the maths, 5 definitely knocks him to sleep. He's got the lowest. Well, no, because the way that sleeps works, it goes on to other people that are around. So Janice, you would be in the area and you got 15, so you go down as well, leaving only 8 left, and no one else goes down. So Janice and this mask just, and we are, to intents and purposes, out of initiative. Although you know that your spell only lasts for a minute, so you've got enough time. But we'll take you out of initiative, and you can decide what you're going to do.
So I think Gallon would say would kind of head over to the masked person and basically kind of try and tie them up a bit and then drag them. Well, suggest to Minty that we drag them inside and shut the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give us a survival roll.
Sorry, I've just suddenly remembered something.
What's that?
I'm an elf.
Oh, if you're an elf, then
these useful things I remember while dreaming.
You can't be magically put to sleep.
Yeah.
So
It's almost
I was,
like
always,
we
I was just
planned it.
faking it.
are you just pretending then? Are you just like,
I'm just resting against this barrel, pretending to be asleep and hoping nobody checks on me.
well, you knew it was you knew it was a sleep spell, so
I think. Oh, yeah, if I can get away with it.
what are you getting away with? Sorry.
Pretending to sleep.
Yeah, well, I mean, you knew it's up to you, in effect, but yeah, you're not knocked out due to the fact. I mean, that's a magnificent deception skill. I mean, so much so that Gallon might think he's done something really bad to you. That's a critical fail as well. I can see this.
Excellent.
I mean, you know that the sleep magic shouldn't work on an elf. Maybe Janus isn't an elf. Maybe the ears are false. Maybe they'll come off.
It's quite likely.
Yeah. And it's the perfect opportunity to find out whether your inventory matches everything she's stuffed underneath her skirt.
So I'll say to Mindy, can you get Janice inside and watch the ears, and then we'll kind of. I'm assuming that I'm able to drag the
Yeah,
mask inside.
absolutely. Once again, you are all inside, and the door is closed. He's bound fairly well.
Yeah.
Um,
Before he wakes up or anything, I would go and lock that door into the workshop,
yeah.
and then
Did you get a key to that workshop, or
I think I lockpicked it.
Yeah, I think.
okay. In
so
that
you
case,
can try and lockpick it if you want.
No, that's all right. I thought that the key was just in the door, but on this side, that's okay.
No.
That might be what Janus told you when the door magically opened.
Quite possibly.
All right. So I guess we'd probably get this person away from the door a little bit.
Yeah. You can. I mean, I don't think you can move them, can you? But
No.
where did you want to put it? Over here or over here?
Put them on the other side of me, between me and the bed, and then
Sort of
I
like
guess,
that. Or
yeah,
actually
and then,
on the bed.
yeah, and then Janice and Minty can come where the rug is, I guess.
Mhm. I mean, you can move your own tokens, but fundamentally, that's definitely. You notice that this individual is wounded, not
Mhm.
not heavily, but badly. You know, it's sort of bleeding. There's no danger of dying.
Yeah.
And now bound.
And before they wake up, I think I'd want to check first of all if there are any weapons on them,
Yeah, I was going to say hidden weapons.
and then secondly, if there are anything of interest.
Okay. So they've definitely got what appears to be kind of a large knife that is kind of behind them on the belt. Just need to double check this out as well. So yeah, there's nothing directly on them though.
There's a hole in my sock. I'm sorry.
The hole in your sock.
Was that Minty saying that, or
That was me. She doesn't know what socks are, I think. She's
gonna
trying
say.
to put them on her horns, if we're honest.
So
Okay.
that's basically it. I mean, you can take the mask off if you want. The mask is kind of interest.
Well, I was going to ask, does the mask mean anything to us? Like, and kind of the general garb.
No, I mean, at a stretch, give me a history roll, but this is very difficult. Janice is still sleeping. So even with your 20, you know a lot about culture and what's going on within here. But unfortunately, even that is beyond you. You don't know whether it's just this individual style of dress or whether it actually means something significant. What it certainly does is it disguises his body shape or her body shape and disguises their face completely. You wouldn't be able to recognize them.
Let's take the mask off them.
Okay. The mask is beautifully made and quite expensive looking. Great craftsmanship has gone into it. You think, I'll put it into the party sheet, that it could be worth up to about 25 gold itself. I'll put one there and put that there. But it is an unusual item. It's not the kind of thing that is easily sold somewhere, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Let's keep hold of this. Somebody might recognise it.
Indeed.
Anybody who looked over at Janus while that was happening will have seen an eye open and watch that mask very briefly, and then the eye very quickly shuts again.
As you take the mask off, though, you see the individual's face, and the individual is human, probably in his late 30s, early 40s, well groomed, soft skin. You would say some kind of nobleman or some kind of professional. His hair is sort of sandy brown colour, and again in good condition.
Hmm.
But not someone that we'd recognise.
No.
Okay.
That's strange. Why would a fancy man be coming round here to raid a house?
Well, I mean, there's always the possibility that he's the doe that employed these guys, in which case we're probably in a lot of trouble.
We didn't hurt him that badly.
Oh,
You probably wouldn't think it's a doe. Doe don't dress like this.
okay.
They rely on their reputation of being identified as a doe to keep them safe.
Right.
Because no one, even the lowest of thugs, wouldn't want to hurt a doe.
Right. Okay. That's okay. In that case, I'll retract my
No,
last.
it's fine. Absolutely, you can retcon that, but it's an important point, really, that you do not think that this really is a doe. If it is, something very, very strange is going on.
Can I look him over for his wallet or whatever to see if there's any business cards or even places he frequents?
Yeah, and it's interesting the lack of things that you find upon him. The fact that there's no pockets in these robes, etc., kind of again leads to the idea of anonymity.
Yeah.
It's kind of, there's nothing in here that you could accidentally leave something in.
Yeah. Mm.
So what do we do when this guy wakes up then? Should we just have a wee chat and see what we can find out?
I mean, because if we tried to take him to anybody, he'd try and spin it on us, and that's not fun.
Okay.
Soft snores come from Janus.
Janice, have you finished pretending to sleep yet?
Oh, no fun with you, is there? But thank you, Minty, for dragging me inside. It was very kind of you.
The floor outside doesn't look comfy.
It also
it
doesn't
wasn't.
look clean, so neither is your dress now.
That's all right. I've cleaned this many times of worse things than a bit of dirt. Well, who are we dealing with then?
We don't know.
Literally a nobody.
That was disappointing. How much longer until they wake up, or should we just give them a sharp kick?
It's probably going to come to any moment now, I guess.
I'll try to give them a kick.
What?
Oh.
Ow! Oh. 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 Who are
sure that I
you?
can't kill him? Just to check. Oh, he's awake. Sorry.
I heard it was bad in this area, but I didn't realise it was so bad. If I'd known, I would have brought more men.
Well, you said you wanted to talk, so let's talk.
Yeah. Well, I don't talk to murderers.
It's not murder if
Oh.
it's self-defense.
Oh, well. I get the impression that you all started it. Listen, maybe we got off on the wrong foot. I'm a person of influence and wealth. I can make it worth your while to let me free, and I can certainly make it worth your while if you've uncovered what is in here. And I mean substantially worth your while.
It's just dirty mechanical parts. Why would you want that?
The person who hid this workshop away, he's an inventor, and he was working on something.
Ooh, like what?
There should be blueprints somewhere to explain it. Now, do you want coin? Let us be civil about this.
Oh,
If
do
you,
you have coin with you? That would be nice.
well, let us come to arrangement first. If you're looking for employ, you certainly passed the interview stage anyway, as you have me bound and wounded.
I already have a job.
Maybe you do, but do you think it's going to pay as much as I can pay you?
I don't know. I get to do some cool things at work.
Okay, well, how do we want to do this? Are you going to torture me? Are you going to do the sensible thing and set me free and I pay you an unbelievable sum of coin? Or what else?
Well, I mean, I think we need a bit more information before we can make an informed decision. I mean, first of all, how much coin are we talking about here?
I don't know, maybe 500 or so cogs. In the short term, and if we reach a agreement, then there will be more for services rendered. If you have the item that I'm speaking about, the items, then I'll happily purchase them off you as well. Or maybe not purchase them, but give you a finder's fee. You can walk away from here rich, no questions asked. Live your lives well.
Why is whatever Mr. I don't.
Klugstein.
That one, Mr.
Yeah.
Plug.
Klug.
Yeah.
Klugstein.
That one. Why is what he's making so important?
He was making something for friends of mine, and he decided that he would renege on the deal. We paid him well for his work, but he has seen to flee the city and abandon stuff to, it seems, you. But as I say, if you are the rightful owners, then there is no illegality with you selling it.
Well, I don't have it, so I can't sell it.
I'm not here to play games. I will simply state that I am friends with powerful people, and if you murder me here, there will be repercussions. Take my coin now, for my freedom at least. I might be able to speak upon your behalf. If you sell me the item now and set me free, we can all walk away in peace, and you in fortune.
What do you two think? Should we let him go?
Wow, that's an interesting offer, isn't it?
Hmm.
Perhaps we should discuss it in the other room.
Maybe.
Please.
Don't go anywhere, will you?
I'm going to find that very difficult.
I know.
So, yeah, each flee to a different part of the house.
In this room.
Oh, I thought we'd go to the one with the books. Books are fun.
Yeah, I don't think Callan's going to leave him on his own.
Okay.
So he's going to stay where he is, but he's happy for you guys to talk.
Do you think it's safe to let him go?
Well, I'd imagine that somebody like this, if he thinks that we've wronged him, will have us hunted down either way.
True.
But there's obviously some value in these blueprints. So, do we want to hold on to them?
I mean, they technically belong to Stephen.
Yeah, so it would be wrong to sell his stuff without him.
And
Unless if we get a good deal for them.
I'd rather know what they do first. I don't want to sell a man something that could hurt people.
Indeed. We probably need to be careful about witnesses as well.
Just out of character, did Stephen not take them at the end of last session?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
At
So
least I
he's
think he did.
So we don't actually have them right now.
No.
I think one of you has the stone, don't you? But one of
I've
you,
taken the stone.
and then Stephen doesn't have Stephen has the blueprints.
So I think it was a case of he gave them a look over, then didn't let us have a look. He was just like, right, yeah, these are what we want.
Which is absolutely fine.
Well, if we can't exactly sell him something that we don't have.
No. So we're gonna make some money out of him.
Well,
I mean,
he seems to know more than we do at the moment.
yeah. And I mean, he was the one to suggest it, so I'm not against it. It was his idea.
Yes. Hope he doesn't take it personally that I bit him with a rapier. Yeah, I'm sure he won't.
I mean, it was only a little stab.
Or when I stabbed his friends. I'm
It's
sure
only
it'll be
I was
fine.
with your friends, but yeah. I mean, it should be okay.
No, worst case, I always just stab him again.
I mean, that does work. That tends to be what happens when things go wrong at work. People just come in and kind of squish the thing that came through.
I must talk to you more about these things. I'm sure that saving them from such painful existence is surely a good thing. But it's a conversation for another time.
Yeah. Right, let's go back to Galen.
Yes.
We're back!
So what's the verdict then?
We're
We'll
willing
accept.
to listen to this offer, yes, and accept it.
Okay. Well, that sounds fine. Now, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
No, you haven't. It's probably better that way. So,
I mean, we need something to refer to you. Should we just call you Mask Boy? Will that do for now?
you can call me whatever you like, as you will do anyway. You have me at advantage. So first of all, do you have the items? Are you willing to sell them to me? Or am I just negotiating for my freedom? It will speed the process up if we are both honest with each other.
A friend of ours has the items. We can
Right.
get them back again easily enough.
So, let me prove to you that I have wealth. I negotiate my freedom, and it would make sense for you to wish to sell the items to either me or my associates rather than trying to search them down. As I said, we spent a large amount of coin having it designed, and because of that, it is technically ours. You are holding stolen goods at the moment that we would very much like them returned. But if you do not have them, let us not waste breath upon that for the moment. I have access close by, a fairly large sum of coin and gems. I'm fairly confident that you will be happy with it if you should let me free.
And what confidence do we have that you won't come after us again?
Well, in all transparency and honesty, if you or your associate that has fled the scene with the items does not return our property to us, no doubt we will. As for repercussions over the incidents here, they were hired men. I will pay their families, but I will also be happy that you have set me free, and that will even the balance. I will not vengefully come and seek you out. I do not have time for such petty emotions.
Can I
So,
roll an insight on that one?
yes.
Sorry.
So I'm just rolling an insight to see if he was truthful on that one.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Oh, good.
That's good. I was worried we'd have to find Blinky and get him to eat your toes.
Well, I do not like the sound of that. I'm attached to my toes.
So, in the interest of openness and transparency, how can we trust that you're not just going to run off, same way that you just did a minute ago?
Well, I don't think you can blame me for fleeing in that circumstance, having seen you cut down everybody around you. I guess you can't. As I said, it's close enough by. You can come with me. I'm trusting you that When I give you the wealth, you will look at it, you will realize that I have wealth, and that you will realize you can obtain substantially more from me, rather than causing yourself a whole heap of unnecessary problems by murdering me.
And what about this additional work that you mentioned?
Well, that will come once you prove yourselves to me by returning our property for a fee, of course.
Okay.
Seems reasonable. I am intrigued, however. There's talk of those being involved in this. Was that anything to do with you?
Sorry?
There was talk of Doe's being involved. Did you get the Doe's involved?
Yes, we found out about this workshop. We employed a doe to put a guard upon it until one of us could get here to retrieve the items, but I guess you got here first. The doe won't be seeking any kind of recompense or vengeance either.
Good. And what affiliation do you have? Are
Well,
you
all
a
in
member
good
of
time.
guilds or?
All in good time. And like I say, trust needs to be earned. I belong to a you probably guess, secret society, and we wish to remain secret. So I will say that part of the bargain for me giving you this money is the return of my mask. Bring me the
It's a quite nice
blueprints.
mask, but okay.
Bring me the blueprints, or we'll work something out later. Prove yourselves to us, and there will be more work. As I say, we will pay handsomely for the return of the stone and blueprints, which are rightfully ours anyway.
So you're gonna take us to some wealth for a reward for us, and then we get the blueprints, and then you'll give us more work. Am I right
We
there?
will pay you for the return, a finder's fee for the blueprints, and yes, having proved yourselves the degree of trust, there are plenty of things throughout the city and even further afield that we could always use talented people for, and the pay is very good.
How would we contact you though, without knowing who you are?
Well, I've got a sharpish mind. I'm sure that I can get a message to you. You have already spoken all of your names. You are somewhat of an unusual creature, Minty. It will not take much to find out where you are in the city.
Okay. I suppose lead the way.
Janus leans over and somehow pulls a little push dagger out from dress and cuts the ropes.
He rubs his wrists. He picks up the mask that has been put. He says, "Follow me," and he walks slowly. He's got his hands kind of raised openly to show that he's really not up to any kind of shenanigans this time, and he walks out. I'm assuming everybody's kind of following him. And he climbs not into the driver's seat of the carriage this time, to the passenger side. there is a panel that he moves loose from beneath the seat, and he pulls out a large box. He kind of passes you the box, basically. It's basically got like a catch that you just turn. He sighs. Sorry. Again, you perhaps don't trust me, or do you? Are one of you going to open the box? He goes forward to go to open the box.
I think Galen would suggest that he opens the box.
Okay. He smiles and says, "It is good that you don't trust me." And in there is a large amount of coin.
Ooh.
And a number of very shiny gems. He says, "This is yours for my freedom, the return of my mask. If you are happy with this and you very much look forward to more of the same, get those blueprints and that stone from me."
Galen will try and take the box before Janice does.
Yeah, I mean, the good news
Those
is that
things
all
are
of
the
this,
shiny things, and Janice hasn't noticed.
all of this is in the box, so you can just like shut the lid, and you have the box. So we'll keep that in the party sheet for the moment. Now the question is, before we come to the end of this session, the question is, do you let him go?
Yeah, I think. Well, what do you guys reckon? I mean, Galen's intending to let him go.
Minty will just look to Janice.
Oh, good. Yes, we'll let him go.
Okay. He kind of nods. He lets you go out with the box. He puts the mask back on, pulls his hood up. It's been an interesting hour and a lesson that I have learnt. Everything I have told you has been true. Find those blueprints and the stone, and you will have more of the same and employ. And with that, he kind of doesn't rapidly, but taps the horses, and they begin to drive off, leaving you all alone with a huge box in this very undesirable area.
Should we head back to the tavern, guys? Quickly.
Very good. I think that is the perfect point. We can assume, are you going to head back to the tavern?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not stopped, so you easily make it back. It's kind of to the neighbourhoods, isn't it? It's on the border of the neighbourhoods and the Splendor. You make it back there safely with the loot.
I'll be able to eventually get a pearl so I can use Identify.
Well, there's a large amount. Do you want me to share that?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is one item that is different.
Yeah.
Would it be the strange gem?
Yeah. So selling all of those other gems, you can then split that amongst you. So you get a fair amount of coin there. 103 gold pieces, 700 copper pieces, 400 silver pieces. But as you try and pawn or sell this gem, nobody's particularly interested. They look at it and they can't work it out, and it is a strange gem. Does one of you, who wants to carry that? Or are you
Yes.
going to abandon it? Or, it's up to you what you want to do with it. But it doesn't seem to have any mineral value. But Janus has decided to take the strange gem.
I mean, it's strange in a gem.
Yeah. No,
Sorry, job done.
Would I be able to use my 100 gold to buy a pearl?
Yeah, we will come to that at the
Yeah.
start of the next session when you are at the tavern deciding what to do next. We'll see if Stephen, if Dan can make it back. If
Yeah.
not, we've got 2 weeks to work out what's going on with all of that. But for now, you survived and you have earned a lot of money and maybe made some strange new friends. Excellent stuff.
I like friends.
Indeed, we all like friends, especially friends with large amounts of money.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, players. I hope you enjoyed that as we move the story forward. It's going to be interesting what mysteries lie ahead next session. Thank you very much to everybody that has stayed with us to midnight as well. Don't forget, tomorrow night it's episode 3 of The Dredges. Let us see what is going on there. In the meantime, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of evening, and I will hopefully catch you all tomorrow. See you all laters.